Willie Nelson, now in his 90s, finally broke his silence about fellow music icon John Denver, offering heartfelt reflections that surprised many. Born in 1933 in Abbott, Texas, Willie's journey began humbly. After his parents separated. During the Great Depression, he was raised by his music-loving grandparents who gave him his first guitar when he was 6. Music came naturally to him, and by the time he was 9, he was already performing with his sister Bobby. His early adult life was a patchwork of jobs. He sold Bibles, worked as a DJ, and did anything he could to keep going while chasing a music dream that wouldn't quite let him go. Though the Nashville scene didn't initially embrace his rough-edged voice and phrasing, Willie kept writing songs that others turned into hits, including the legendary Crazy performed by Patsy Cline. In the 1970s, he truly found his place, as he rejected the glossy production of Nashville and helped spearhead the outlaw country movement, which allowed artists to create with more freedom and honesty. Albums like Red-Headed Stranger and Stardust cemented his place as a country rebel, with a storyteller's soul. His appearance, long braids, bandana, a beat-up guitar named Trigger B, came as iconic as his sound. But it wasn't just about the music. Willie also became a strong voice for issues he believed in, from farmers' rights to marijuana legalization. His activism led to the founding of Farm Aid, and his willingness to work with artists from all genres kept him musically relevant for decades. Willie weathered personal storms too. He had 4 marriages and 7 children. His first marriage was marred by alcohol and emotional chaos, and he lost a son, Billy, to suicide, something he rarely talks about but clearly carries in his heart. His later marriage to Annie D'Angelo brought him peace and stability, and together they've created a quiet life in Hawaii. Through it all, Willie kept performing, recording, and writing, never letting age or hardships slow him down. Even into his 80s and 90s, he released new music, including Band of Brothers, a chart-topping album filled with new material that proved his storytelling voice hadn't aged a day. He also stepped into the film world, appearing in movies like The Electric Horseman and The Dukes of Hazzard, always bringing his rustic charm and wit to the screen. These roles, along with his cameos in comedies like Zoolander 2, made him more than just a country legend. They turned him into a beloved cultural figure whose appeal stretched far beyond music fans. Despite the long list of stars, he's collaborated with Johnny Cash, Waylon Jennings, Dolly Parton. Snoop Dogg. There was always one artist fans were curious about: John Denver. Their musical paths seemed different. Denver's clean-cut image and soaring ballads about nature contrasted sharply with Willie's rough-edged outlaw spirit. But behind the scenes, there was mutual respect. Willie shared that although they didn't perform together often, he admired John for singing from the heart and staying true to himself in a world that often demanded compromise. They crossed paths at benefit concerts and TV specials in the late 70s and early 80s, united by their passion for causes like environmental preservation and helping farmers. In one backstage conversation, John confessed to Willie that all he ever wanted was to write honestly and sing his truth, regardless of industry expectations. That moment stuck with Willie. He said it hit him deeply because he understood the pressure to change and admired John's quiet defiance. When John Denver died in a plane crash in 1997, Willie didn't make a public statement. But now, all these years later, he admits he mourned privately. He still listens to Denver's music and feels its sincerity, calling songs like Take Me Home, Country Roads, and Sunshine on My Shoulders not just hits, but heartfelt gifts. He believes John's legacy was misunderstood by critics who dismissed him as soft or sentimental, when in truth, his strength lay in his authenticity. In this business, people try to mold you into something you're not, Willie says. John, never let that happen. That takes guts. Quiet guts. As he reflects on his own long road, Willie wonders what might have happened if John had lived longer. Maybe they would have recorded something together, a gentle duet, a blend of their unique voices paying tribute to the simple life and the land they both loved. "We were both country boys at heart," he says with a soft smile. Different roads, maybe, but the same horizon. Now in the twilight of a career that spanned generations, Willie Nelson's words about John Denver feel like more than just a tribute. They're a reminder to honor those who walk beside us, even if only briefly. They remind us that the bonds formed through music and shared purpose can last long after the final note is played. For Willie, speaking about John was a song long, held in silence, one finally sung with honesty, warmth, and grace.